Hello and welcome to the Hypertrophy Odyssey chapter 114. It is the last day of the week, aka the shotgun dropkick workout. I'm on the way to the gym right now, a little bit later than I wanted to be. I had to do some things beforehand, which reminds me, future Oscar, do a video about how you hate the MVA a lot, but it's a whole other subject for a whole other day. Today we're going to be talking about a little bit funner, a little bit on the brighter side of things, which I'm very excited about. And it goes into detail spanning from yesterday to today to tomorrow. And that is meeting up with old friends. Yes, I'm going to talk about this because it came up yesterday, and it was just a brief thing, but it's still happening, and it's going to keep happening all for the next 3 days. I'm very social gathering out, you know what I mean, for the next few days. So the reason why this comes up is because I'm meeting with a bunch of people that I haven't seen in a while. One was a friend I haven't seen in about a year, and then today about the same, and then tomorrow, friends that I usually keep up with, they are having a birthday party, so I'm going to that. So it is what it is, and I appreciate that. I think as I grow older and seeing these people less and less, it's like every time I see them, it becomes a slight event. It's like, oh my God, hey, even though I could technically see these people a little bit more than usual just because I have a little bit more free time, it's still a little like, okay, just gathering enough of everybody at the same time to go all at once is kind of rare now. And I think as we get older, you get a little bit busier, time progresses, things become priorities, certain things don't become priorities. Hanging out with friends is great and all, and I will talk about it interfering with diet and all that other stuff probably in the voiceover. But I think it's something where it's early in your life when you're in the 20s, you can do it so randomly and it's whatever. But nowadays it's you have to do it months in advance almost, or whatever else you need to do. Although in certain situations it ended up working out where some people are in between jobs, so then that way it doesn't necessarily even matter. But it is something that I like now that I'm older and a little bit wow, a little bit, I don't want to say wiser, but just a little bit older. I'm I gotta take the full advantage that I can of these times, because these times are very rare nowadays, it seems. Not to fault my friends or even myself, it's just how it is really once you get past a certain age. I want to say after 27, 28, seeing friends just becomes such a less and less thing. I don't necessarily say obviously, but I just don't see them as much, just generally speaking. People really do get busy after a while, with jobs and other commitments, children, those start coming into play, relationships, that plays a big role in it as well. Yeah, and it all just depends, just trying to find times where people are matching up. I talked to the friends that I'm seeing today, talk to them, and they were together the other night doing stuff, but it was they even said yeah, we went to bed, but we went to our own bedrooms and didn't crash on the floor like we normally would, and thinking about me in the morning and waking up at 8 a.m., which is something that previous us would be 8 a.m. who, and it's interesting to just even think about how things have changed now you're older, And for me, it's kind of nice to be able to see these people, but also from a different perspective where we're a little bit older, we're a little bit wiser, We're not going to go out to get drunk tonight, you know what I mean? It's have maybe a drink or two of it maximum and, just catch up, really. And it's nice. It's nice. And I'm looking forward to it as well. And I'm very just happy about it. Probably when we get on the inside, I'll talk more about details about how it affects just the day-to-day stuff, how for some reason things like this kind of fall by the wayside and all that other stuff. I'll probably actually talk about how it went, because the voiceover will probably take place after the weekend, so seeing how it all goes and plays out. But with that being said, I will see you on the inside.
Alright, so started this day off with leg extensions, which were pretty nice, but that's is what it is. So it's been a few days since the entire hanging out with friends happened. And I gotta say, it was pretty nice. It was pretty enjoyable. The night came after this entire workout, which was nice. Saw a few friends. Another one joined us randomly. Didn't think you'd actually join us since I texted him and got nothing in return. So him randomly showing up was kind of nice. So there was that. And it was a good night. We just ended up getting drinks and eating. And that was one thing that I was kind of worried about, but I also didn't really care. We ended up going to a place near here where they sell like burgers and dogs and beers and all that other stuff. And I indulged in a little bit of alcohol and a little bit of burgers and stuff. And it was all good. The only reason why I'm like, now I'm okay with doing this, because back in the day I would have been anal about like the entire like calories that I'm eating and all that other jazz. But realistically, it's the summer, it's gonna happen. These days where whatever food is coming into me is just gonna get to me, whatever. I might go up a little bit, but it's really just about balancing it. And the same thing happened the day after when I went to the other birthday party, and I actually went to an event for my brother as well, which was also at a bar. No drinks there, but I did have some pizza there. But I think that's one of the things that I've learned about, balancing out this entire world of the fitness stuff with also balancing out the social life, and that is that sometimes you just gotta let the social life go, you know what I mean? Like, let it happen, really. And I think that's the main thing about it. I think a lot of people end up getting too anal about this side of things. So for example, they get super into the fitness part while letting some of the social aspects go. So they'll become too concerned about like macros, recording everything, blah, 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 letting it limit themselves. And I'm not gonna lie, I would have probably been like that if I wasn't on a quote maintenance phase. I think I would have been a little bit more like that, but I also knew that, it would have been just whatever. Eventually I would have had to let it go. It needed to be all right anyway, eventually, because realistically, if you are too anal about it and just like start freaking out about it, it's just going to become more stress on you and just bite you in the ass. And it makes no sense, but it is what it is. But with that being said, overall, generally, it was a good weekend. 3 days spent well, very, very well, with other people that I haven't seen in a while. And it was nice to catch up. Even, in fact, because of catching up and doing all that jazz, I ended up actually making it so we got a couple of my friends actually joined the gym. So they will be in the series, and you'll see them occasionally in here because of the fact that they joined the gym. So that's very nice. It was nice seeing everybody again. It was very nice, and I think seeing everybody and just like being like, oh hey, how have you been, all that other stuff, catching up, something that doesn't get to happen very often. There are a few friends that I do keep up with still, regardless, that like I see like at least like once a month, but even then it's very few and far between nowadays. It's very seldom. So it was kind of nice to see these people again and be like, oh hey, how you doing, catch up a lot. I don't want to go into it too much because of I will go into it a little bit more in the later part, but when you get older, you tend to appreciate these times where you see these people a little bit more. Even family is something, or like I don't see my brother as much as I used to, but that was just because he moved farther away. He also has a kid, so it makes sense. But it's just kind of like, these times it's very different now, like where just like seeing people is just nice, even if it's just like once a month, but you take the time to appreciate those moments that you see them again and again, or at least just any time really after a certain point. I really do think like after like 26, I want to say, is like when you really start, like things start changing a lot. I feel like that's when things really started changing in life. Right after the midway point in your 20s, I feel like a lot of things kind of, I don't want to say slow down, but life priorities definitely changed after that. Things like relationships take precedent. That's fine. It's just, not forgetting your friends behind is really half the battle. It is nice to make some time for them and catch up.
Oh yeah, man. Sounds good. And we're back. Welcome to the workout debriefing. Exercises not filmed. None exercises skipped. We have one, which was the wrist roller. Reason why I skipped is because my left hand still feels a little funky, so I'd rather just leave it alone, let it rest. It was the only thing that I had real grip or hand strength that I needed for it. So I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna let my hand rest and then see how it feels. I tried to do the behind the neck press with the barbell and it felt fine, but I'd rather just say fuck it, let it heal up and let it relax a little bit. It's just, let it get the full day's rest plus the weekend and all that other jazz. There's no point in rushing back from like something like that. It felt funky, so I'd rather not push it. But anyways, Back to the main subject matter at hand. Yes, I've probably talked about it already, but I'm looking forward to this, just meeting up with old friends. It's so nice. I mean, yesterday meeting up with my other friends, one of them ended up going and joining the gym. The other one might end up joining as well. Shout out Walter. But yes, it'll be interesting, and then that changes some of the things for this series as well. So I'm very curious to see how the other guys hold up, and just talking to them, catching up. It's something that now as an adult, it's like, much older now, these are times where I'm like, you take advantage of all the little bit of time that you might have with someone just because they're getting older. Who knows the next time you might see them? So many things could change within a matter of moments, you know what I mean? It's not even like anything crazy. I've talked about it before, about like getting older and stuff, but you really do come to appreciate a lot of the little things when you get older, especially when it's time with people, because you don't really see them that often. Sometimes, depending on life circumstances, you just don't see them that very much. So take the little bit of time that you may or may not get with them and enjoy it well. Be off your phone and enjoy the presence of their persons with you, you know what I mean? So, because you never know what could happen, but also because it's very rare. I feel like nowadays people are together but on their phone, so that's a whole other story for a whole other day. But with that being said, tell me what you think in the comments below. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions about this type of stuff. I'm very curious to know. I am looking forward to seeing them, if any of them are watching them. I love you. Thank you for watching. Overall, I'm very excited, very happy, very looking forward to it. And then on Monday, we should see how things fare, because there might be a special guest on the Hypertrophy Odyssey. Maybe we should have a partner, maybe even two, who even knows, but we'll have to wait and see. And that is a thing for future Oscar to deal with. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I will be back on tomorrow with a new video. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Peace!